You know I don't let nothing marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything salty. Tszyu starting a new chapter in his life. A new chapter at the 154 division. Which is he staying or is he going to be moving up to 160? We don't know. But shout out to Pedro Diaz, Florida. Listen, shout out to Pedro Diaz. Tszyu new coach. Tszyu loved the way how when he went to the gym, how Pedro was giving him the gems, giving him the sauce, and showing Tim Tszyu, the flaws that he had, and Tim Tszyu finally woke up and see the flaws that he had and has. So by signing to Pedro Diaz, over 40 years in the game, man, 40 years of experience. And this is what I tell people: experiences you getting in the ring, having your fights, but your coaches, your trainer. This is experience. Why? Because they're going to give you the gems. They're going to give you the game. They see every flaw. They seen every flaw. They seen every style. You understand? You see how people always mention the 5 styles in boxing? But at the end of the day, certain opponents hold their guard different. They move different. You feel me? But you always going to find one that's going to mimic one another. But at the end of the day, I always said Tim Tszyu was the Mexican Australian. Um, he always come forward. All he got to do is just tuck his chin. And Pedro Diaz is going to give him the gems in the game of what to do. And hopefully we see him in there with a top 10 opponent or even a top 20 opponent. If we don't, a journeyman to be great, just to see where his chin is going to be at this time around. A lot of people looking at the Bachram fight, but when you watch the last Bachram knockdown, you seen the elbow hitting, and like I always tell my oldest son, when you inside and you hitting the shoulders, the elbows, the arms, the hips, sometimes when you come across the kidney, as long as the ref don't see, it ain't cheating. Use that elbow, man. When you throw that hook, follow up with the elbow, because sometimes it'll damage your opponent. It'll do two things: knock the air out you if you hit him with a body shot, or it is soaring, which give him a frog. Even if you do it in the face, 9 times out of 10, it'll cut your face or it's gonna put you down. It's gonna put you down, and just pay attention. Matias, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Fundora, Bachram, Virgil. Just watch a lot of people that got knockouts with the hook. Just watch the follow up. The follow up is always key. But Tim Tszyu, Pedro Diaz, it's a great option for him. It's a great option for him. Now we on to the next. Devin Haney looking strong in the gym, y'all. I'm not gonna gas it. I'm not gonna lie. Devin Haney is looking real strong. Brian Norman is looking real strong. It's going to be battle with the chins. It's going to be who's going to touch the chin first. This is boxing. Everybody get hit, but it's all about can you withstand the power that's coming behind that punch. A lot of us seen Devin with the Ryan situation. Now you got people bringing up the Figueroa and Brian Norman fight. But people always got to be mindful. That's old. That's a couple years ago, 3, 4 years ago. We talking about 2025. It's a whole different ball game. We just seen they two last performances, and people was always gonna go by your two last performances. I don't care who Brian Norman fought, he got the knockout. We seen Devin with the Ryan situation and then with the Ramirez situation. A lot of people like, well, Dev was fighting scared. Yes, he was fighting scared. A lot of people thought Jose Ramirez won because just of the punch output plus the copy box people ain't like. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I'm gonna keep it tall. That whole card should have been their own main event, like I always say. But to each his own. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and hit that subscribe button, hit that sub button, so you can get the latest all facts news. And it's just like that.